I'm proud of the guys. Great win. It's always interesting with the Beavs, but I'm really proud of the way that they closed it out at the end. But man, we've got to learn. We keep shooting ourselves in the foot when we get those leads. It's all right. We're going to focus on the positive plays we made to pull out the win.
Ethan, what was your perspective just on that offensive rebound? And then did anyone say anything to you, or did you get a message from anybody before those big free throws?
I was confident that he was about to step up and make them, but in basketball you always got to be ready for anything and just stay on your toes.
When you guys, I think, got called for 5 fouls in like a 58-second period down the stretch, were they just calling it extra tight? Did you have to say anything to guys about defending or how to handle the offense?
We just had to try to defend without fouling. I mean, I think it was at 5 consecutive possessions. They got to the free throw line when we stretched it out, and then unfortunately on the other end, we obviously weren't as aggressive as them because we weren't getting those same calls.
And just for you guys, I know these kind of games have been trouble for you a lot of the year. To pull this one out, to hang on after having the lead and watching it shrink, is this particularly important for you guys going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. But with the Washington game, we were a little bit behind, came back, found a way to win that. So we've got to learn from it. It's some of the same things. We lose our focus. We get away from what was working. We had a couple turnovers. Then we're fouling on D, and that's how that whole thing kind of rolls. And we called a timeout at some point and came out of it and made a nice run. But then again, we relaxed, and instead of moving the ball side to side, getting it into him, working inside out, we started going one-on-one turnover, one-on-one offensive foul. Guys were breaking down the offense because they thought they had the mismatch to post, and that's where we got stuck in mud. And getting into it with another player, that stuff. We just kept saying, let's stay focused, stay disciplined, and finish this the way that we need to. So a lot to still learn from, but this team is still really starting to, we're close. We've been close for a while, and we believe that we still have time to really peak and get to where we're playing at the level we think we're capable of.
And Drew, sort of the same question for you. What was it like just to see your team respond after ASU comes all the way back and be able to finish a game that you guys haven't been able to finish those sort of games?
It was big. Like Coach said, we've been close for a long time now, and I feel like we're even closer now. I knew that I'm really proud of the way that we knocked down free throws down the stretch, even though Trace missed 2, but Ethan came back and made the next 2 off that offensive rebound. But I just remember the Arizona game. Like we knocked down a few free throws, we win that game. It doesn't even go into overtime. So I knew when I got up to the lane, that's all I was thinking about.
These were huge. 2 big free throws.
That's all I was thinking about.
He had some great rebounds on both ends for us too. There late.
And Drew, what does it say about a freshman to be able to handle that situation like he did, making those foul shots?
He takes after his brother.
Ethan, can you just talk about going to the line there and what you were thinking, or maybe you were just trying to block everything else? What was that situation like for you?
I just tried to do my best and focus on making the shot, and I'm just thankful that I did. So yeah.
When you guys really dug in at the end of that first half on the defensive end, can you just talk about the defensive performance overall in the game?
It was great. We told our guys after the initial start we weren't playing hard enough. That was as simple as it was, and we got after it defensively. I mean, we saw guys dive on the floor that haven't moved on the floor all year, and we said that. It's kind of funny. In the locker room before the game, it starts with just one guy diving on a loose ball that hasn't dove on one all year. One guy taking a charge that hasn't taken one, and it was great to see. And we had to remind them of a little bit, but they really picked it up. Al, Stevie, I mean, they were everywhere, getting deflections. Kendall, and we got out in transition, and I think that frustrated them a little bit, our defensive energy, and then we got out and got some easies, and I think that's what got the momentum that took us into halftime.
When defense is always there, the offense, though, stepping up tonight as well, all of your starters in double figures. What do you think of how they did?
Yeah, that was key, and man, I thought I was in a time warp there for a while. We were stuck on 60, but it was, you look at it, and in regulation we score 79 points. I don't know, maybe we played their tempo a little bit late, but it's great to see. We got 5 guys in double figures. I don't know if we've done that this year, maybe early on. So it was great to see that kind of balance from us. And 19 assists on 28 field goals is big time. We can't we can't turn it over as much, but we were really sharing the thing there for a while. And when we executed our offense with the precision we need to, you know, guys have a lot of opportunities to score. And if we'd have shot threes better, and we had some wide open looks again like we had the other night, and we didn't knock them down, but we did make the plays when we had to.
And Coach Hurley, a pretty naturally fiery guy. Any idea what happened there at the end of the game? He came and grabbed you?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not that big a deal. We're all competitive, and you know, it's just something. You know, I know I have a deal, win or lose. I just like people looking me in the eye, and if they don't, that's okay. But I'll ask them to, and you know, I don't know if maybe something our guy said something, I don't know, but we did give our guys a reminder how we handle our business and what we're all about, and you know, this is a fun game. It's not always easy, but when you're competitive, no one likes to lose. But there was nothing ill will. There was nothing, you know, that we can't handle.
Wayne Alford had 14 points, 6 steals after only playing 5 minutes the other day. Can you just talk about
Yeah, the training staff did a great job with his ankle in the last 48 hours.
Was it ever a question as to whether he'd be able to start for you, or?
Yesterday it was, but he had a little different approach at shoot around today. You know, he much more bounce in his step, and he had the look in his eye that he was ready to go. So that's where we made the decision.
And then a little bit away from the game, obviously there's been a lot of news around all of college basketball and the Pac-12 this week. Just what are your thoughts on what's happened at Arizona, and also just some of the other reports that have come out about that federal investigation?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. We knew there were some things that were going to come out, but as far as what's going on in Arizona, I mean, right now, I think it's all just allegations. I mean, they're alleging things happen, but we don't know. So we're just, you know, I think we've got to stick to doing things the way we do them and hope for the best, because this is a hell of a conference, and we don't want there to be any cloud over it as we get to the best time of year with March Madness. So really beyond that, I focus on what we can control, and that's how we do things here at Oregon State, and that's about it.
And when you talk off and on about overcoming some of these mental hurdles and your team kind of building maturity, how big can this one be?
I hope it's a huge shot in the arm. I really do. I think the guys will all put their head on the pillow tonight, hopefully earlier than they expect, but they can think about some plays that maybe we didn't make, or how we kind of lost our discipline, and learn and grow from it. And that's what's been costing us on the road. I mean, we're in every game on the road, but boy, it gets to a point where, all right, now we get away from what's working, or we lose our focus, our coverages, and it bites us, you know where. And so by closing this one out, when they're a heck of a team. They got a lot of explosive scores, but we were able to squash it at the end. Hopefully we can really learn, and this can be something that really helps catapult us down the stretch here. Thanks, go Beavs.